Yes, good afternoon. Uh, this is another article on aging, cheating death. Uh, it's by the economist. It says science is getting to grips with ways to slow down aging, rejoice as long as the side effects can be managed. Imagine a world in which getting fitted with a new heart, liver, or set of kidneys, all grown from your own body cells, was as commonplace as knee and hip replacements are now. Or one which you celebrate your 94th birthday by running a marathon with your school friend. Imagine, in other words, a world in which aging has been abolished. That world is not yet on offer, but a semblance of it might be one day. Senescence, the general dwindling of prowess experienced by all as time takes its toll, is coming under scrutiny from doctors and biologists. Suspending it is not yet on the cards, but slowing it probably is. Average lifespan has risen a lot over the past century, but that was thanks to better food, housing, public health, and some medicines. The new increase would be brought about by specific anti-senescence drugs, some of which may already exist. This optimist claim will extend life for many people to today's ceiling of 120 or so, but it may be just the beginning in the next phase. Not just average lifespan, but maximum lifespan will rise. If a body part wears out, it will be repaired or replaced altogether. DNA will be optimized for a long life, adding anti-aging drugs, and centenarians will become two a penny. To this end, many hopeful repairmen are now setting up shops. Some of them want to upgrade worn-out tissue using stem cell precursors to other sorts of cells. Such biorenovation is the basis of an unproven, almost vampiric treatment in vogue in some circles. Transfusion into the old of the blood of the young. The business of growing organs from scratch is also proceeding at the moment. These organoids are small, imperfect, and used mainly for drug testing, but that will be surely changed. Longevity is known to run in families, which suggests that particular varieties of genes prolong life. Some are investigating this, and the thought that modern gene editing techniques might one day be used to make crucial life-extending tweaks to the DNA of those who need them. From an individual viewpoint, this all sounds very desirable. For society as a whole, though, it will have profound effects. Most of them will be good, but not all. One concern is that long life will exacerbate existing social economic problems. The most immediate challenge will be access to anti-senescence treatment. If longer life is expensive, who gets it first? Already, income is one of the best predictors of lifespan. Widening the gap with treatments inaccessible to the poor might deepen divisions that are already straining democracies. Will older workers be discriminated against, as now, or will numbers give them the whip hand over the young? Will bosses cling on stifling the careers of their underlings, or will they grow bored, quit, or do something else entirely? And would all those old people cease to consider themselves elderly, retaining youthfully vigorous mental attitudes as well as physical ones, or instead make society more conservative because old people tend to be? A reason for hoping that elderly will turn out less hidebound is that life itself would be more a series from new beginning than one single story. Midlife crisis might be not so much about recapturing lost youth as wondering how to make the most of the next century. Retirement would be a more distant option for most, since pension pots would have to be enormous to support their extending lifespan. To this end, the portfolio career would become the rule, and education would have to change accordingly. People might go back to school in their 50s to learn how to do something completely different. The physical laborer will surely need to rest. The accountant might become a doctor, the lawyer a charity worker. Perhaps some will take long breaks between careers and partly widely in the knowledge that medicine can offer them running repairs. Boredom and the need for variety would alter family life too. How many would tie the knot in their 20s, in the expectation of being the same person 80 years later? But one partner life already on decline would become rare, replaced by a series of relationships, each as long as what many today consider decent marital stretch. As for reproduction, many men test you would presumably work indefinitely, and though women's ovaries are believed to be loaded with finite number of eggs, technology will surely be able to create new ones. Those who wish to could thus continue to procreate for decades. That and serial marriages will make it difficult to keep track of who's related to whom. Family will start to look more like labyrinth network in a world where marriages do not last. Women everywhere will be feared to divorce and aged patriarchs will finally lose their hold. Such speculation is fun and mostly optimistic. The promise of longer life well lived would round a person out, but this vision of future depends on one thing, that a long existence is also a healthy one. Humanity must avoid the trap fallen into by Venus, a mythical Trojan, was granted eternal life by the gods, but forgot to ask for eternal youth. Eventually, he withered into Cycadia. The trap of Venus is sprung because bodies have evolved to be throwaway vessels for the carriage of genes from one generation to the next. Biologists have a phrase for it, the disposable soma. It explains not only general senescence but also why dementia, cancer, cardiovascular problems, arthritis, and many other things are guarded against in youth, but crammed into old age once reproduction is done well. These two must be treated if a long and healthy life is also to become routine. Moreover, even a healthy brain may age badly. An organ evolved to accommodate 70 or 80 years of memories may be unable to cope when access to 150 years worth. Yet biological understanding is advancing apart. Greater longevity is within reach. Even if actual immortality may not be as close or as interested as some fantasies would like to believe, be sure to draw up a very long bucket list. I think even though there are fears that you might do all of that in your by living an extended period of time. Remember, even though we store memories, there are a lot that we forget. Like we override memories. It's not like you record like on a tape everything from day one to year 400. It's sketchy at best. You're gonna have to keep record to say, okay, I did that, I did that. So the brain is an adaptive machine. It's not a recording like a full recording like an electronic device. So I don't think you should worry. And about if somebody want to stay together for a long time, it's gonna be up to their personal choices. Just like it's now, because even without the long lifespan, people are still living that way right now. Some some stay monogamous for a long time. Some have different partners. Some stay single. So all of those stuff about um, how people behavior is going to do is just something that people use to scare you. So it's a wonderful news for those looking forward for the future. I think what happened is a lot of stuff that human beings are doing right now. They're saying that if you live like an extended amount of time, you may be doing something that's they're not already doing. But I think they're already doing a lot of things. A lot of people are monogamous. Some people um, change partners, and even though you don't live to be 200, so don't worry about the. I think it's going to be good for society. And remember, technology is all changing. So if you have a skill, sometimes with technological change, you have to upgrade your skills. Even people who have a bachelor's degree have to go back and upgrade their skill. They've been doing something for 30 years, and somebody is young and they come up with something new, and they got to retrain their skill. So a lot of that you don't have to worry, because society is not a static. It's not static. We're not going to be on the planet forever either, because they have we're going to be living on the moon. We're going to be living on Mars. Eventually, we're going to be sending starships to the nearest star. That's a fact. That's not a fantasy. It's something we're already sending probes to the outer solar system and man. So, and I don't think we're going to be living forever, a million years on the Earth. And not that anything's wrong, because you could live on this Earth and protect the environment and do everything that you like about this planet. But I don't think you should fear long life. So it's going to be good for the future um, when this technology finally comes online. Thank you. I'll leave a link at the page for you to, if you want to read the original article, and please subscribe when you're finished.